big talking point in the market, of course, is what's happening with respect to the stress testing. And Rushabh Desai has promised is joining us for that. Rushabh, there's a lot of clamor in the market that maybe these stress tests are letting the mutual funds, change their portfolio and churn their portfolio a bit, which is also leading to a lot of volatility in the market. What's your take first, in the sense, if you can break it down for us? What exactly are those parameters that the SEBI has set out with respect to this stress testing? And could it actually lead to a change or churn in the portfolio or not?
Anisha, thanks so much for having me on the show. See, unfortunately, we are currently focusing on one parameter, what SEBI has said, which is the liquidity aspect. There are four parameters actually what SEBI and AMFI has told AMCs to publish from tomorrow. One is the portfolio liquidity. Second is the portfolio volatility. Third is the portfolio valuation, the overall market valuation. And fourth is what do you say? I'm sorry, I'm not able to recollect the fourth one. But basically there are 3 to 4 parameters what SEBI and AMFI has told the AMCs to publish. So I think at this point of time there is no need to panic and worry at this point of time. Yes, I do agree with the fact that liquidity can be a big concern, especially in the lower and especially lower small caps or the micro cap segment. But if you see the overall breadth of the market, right, it is quite decent. The liquidity in the mutual fund segment is being taken care by the mutual fund houses. And also, let's not forget that there are 40, 50, 60 stocks in a mutual fund portfolio. So I pulled out some very interesting data, Anisha. So if you see the current liquidity scenario, it takes the maximum number of days which it takes for a fund house to liquidate its portfolio, 65 days, which is SBI small cap fund, right? And if you see the AUM in the SBI small cap fund, it is around 25,000 crore. Now, on the other hand, if you see Nippon small cap fund, which is a 45 to 46,000 crores, right? It's taking around 14 to 15 days to liquidate its entire portfolio when there is a redemption pressure. So, it depends on how the portfolio is being constructed in a small cap fund. It also depends on the individual stock allocation and how liquid the stock or how well it is traded on a daily basis in the market. That is also something very important what investors should ponder on to.
Rushabh, I want to understand that one is that, of course, the nudge coming in from the regulator side. But a lot of these fund houses have been very successful fund houses running for decades, managing small cap, mid cap for the investor community for long. They would have developed their own risk management practices and framework very well too. How much further improvement can happen upon that? And this, this assumption that 85% of your portfolio, how much time will it take? Is that a very extreme angle to take in the first place?
Ajay, we survived 2020 market crash and we survived 2008, right? So those were like super deep market corrections what we saw. There is some froth in the market, absolutely yes, in the mid and small cap space. But is this the right way to say that are we in a bubble? I would say no. I pulled out some very interesting data what Edelweiss Mutual Fund had published. Over the past 2 years, see, I'm not saying that the mid and small caps are cheap or reasonable at this point of time. Absolutely not. They are definitely trading at a premium over their long-term averages. But over the past 2 years, what we saw, earnings have also caught up, right? And if you see the price to earning expansion in the mid cap space, it has been almost the same. And in the small cap space, the price to earning has expanded around 10 to 15%, right? So you are right in a way that, today we are in a much more equipped time and age what we were say like 10, 15, 20 years back. Mutual fund houses have their checks properly in place, I would say, because we already saw a liquidity crisis in the debt market in 2020 in the whole Franklin fiasco.
Right.
So keeping these factors in mind, today I think mutual fund houses are very well equipped to deal with these kind of stresses what markets can throw to the investors.
Sure, Rushabh, they're very well equipped and they have done their own homework and gone through those earlier phases as well. But just quickly to wrap up the conversation, Rushabh, from the investor side of you, are you hearing any clamor around their small cap portfolio? Are the investors and the retail participants looking at maybe liquidating some part of a small cap, moving into multi-cap, flexi-cap or large cap category? Anything like that?
I can specifically talk about my clients that, we follow a very strategic asset allocation strategy, whereby, we focus on the long-term aspect rather than the short-term. At this point of time, looking at the flows we have seen over the past 2 years, where around 60,000 crores have been inflowed in the mutual fund space, especially in the mid and small cap category. It is very natural to have some kind of profit booking or some kind of rebalancing in one portfolio. But, I don't see, in terms of a lot of panic amongst my clients, because, over the longer term, what we have observed is, mid and small caps is the only category which can give you better returns, compared to large caps. So, sticking put to your asset allocation and not going too heavy on the mid and small cap space is something what I would recommend. Having a balanced, well diversified portfolio is the key, because every market segment, whether it is large, mid and small, will have cycles of outperformance and underperformance.
Okay, so having a balanced portfolio is paramount. Thanks so much, Rushabh, for making time and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.